Hello everyone, welcome to Daily Dose News Snippets of 9th September 2021. We are going to discuss over here all the 9th September news snippets as well as some earlier ones which were left earlier. So we will be doing all the complete analysis of those news, and for that I want you all to please go through the link which is given in the description box to get through the Knowledge of Daily Streak initiative given by Civils Daily, where you will be getting all the respective UPSC materials which are important from your mains and prelims point of view to enhance your knowledge gain, to add various dimensions to your preparation. So please go through the link and please fill the form as soon as possible. Starting with the first news, Jharkhand House clears bill for 75% quota for locals. So this is the third state which is giving such local reservation or quota for the local population. Now, important in this is the other two states which have already given such kind of reservation policy or such kind of reservation things to their citizens, Andhra Pradesh and Haryana earlier. They had already given this. Now, what you have to go through is you have to see whether there is any breach of constitutional provision while going through this whole piece of news, right? Because reservation is something which always has some or the other loopholes or lacuna which is there, and you have to see through what sort of constitutional provisions have been provided, and while going through these this passing of quota or this providing of quota, whether the state is breaching any sort of rules or regulations which is already there in the constitutional book, right? So Jharkhand Assembly passed a bill which provides 75% reservation for locals in private sector jobs with a monthly salary of up to rupees 40,000. And it will be the third state after Andhra Pradesh and Haryana to pass such a law. So you have to go through all the related nuances from this particular piece of news, right? Next is green hydrogen, a new ally for zero carbon future. So you already know about a lot of things, because earlier also I have discussed about this whole green hydrogen and various kinds of hydrogen, right? We have green hydrogen, blue hydrogen, pink hydrogen. So you have to, this particular piece will provide you a linkage that how and what sort of opportunities does India have in terms of increasing its renewable energy capacity. Along with that, where we are standing as of now, the whole world where it is standing as of now, what will be the major discussion article or major discussion point in the 26th Conference of Parties, UNFCCC. So, UNFCCC. So, what will be the sort of discussions which are going to become important over there, which is going to held in November in Glasgow. So, in that perspective, it becomes important that first of all, you should know the physical properties of hydrogen, right? क्योंकि जब तक ये नहीं पता होगा, you will not be able to find out the constraints which are related to the production of green hydrogen, which becomes important. ठीक है कि क्यों green hydrogen का production or why it will become a challenge for any country to go through this whole green hydrogen initiative, green hydrogen technologies. So first of all, hydrogen is most abundant element on the planet, but rarely in its pure form, which is what we need. And that's why its separation becomes important and separation becomes difficult, right? So it has an energy density almost 3 times that of diesel. This phenomena makes it a rich source of energy, but the challenge is to compress or liquefy the hydrogen or liquid hydrogen, which needs a stable temperature of minus 250 degrees centigrade, far below the temperature of minus 163, which is used as LNG, that is liquefied natural gas. So agar minus 253 degrees centigrade ka hame initial requirement hai for compressing this gas, so this becomes the most probable challenge, right? Or the most prospective challenge for this particular production of green hydrogen. The production techniques of this energy carrier vary depending upon its applications. So various kinds of hydrogen with various applications are required or needed. Green hydrogen is emerging as a novel concept, is a zero carbon fuel made by electrolysis using renewable power from wind and solar to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. This will be the methodology. So this green hydrogen can be utilized for the generation of power from natural resources, that is wind or solar systems. Right now, here the obstacle of cost has been explained, so you don't require to go through the detailing of this. But I want you all कि ये obstacle ban क्यों रहा है? For that, you require to have a basic understanding of what hydrogen, how is it used, how is it produced, what are the storage techniques or storage challenges. So a power hungry India, what will be the implications on India for producing this green hydrogen, and how is it going to utilize such kind of renewable energy? That is a point of discussion. So India is world's 4th largest energy consuming country, only after China, United States and European Union. And it will take over European Union to become the world's 3rd energy consuming country in the world by energy consumer by 2030. So, realizing the impending threats to economies, the summits will see several innovative proposals related to the production of green hydrogen, how it will become a kind of new innovation in the field of renewable energy, and where we lack, where we have to go for our decisions to go for net zero emissions in the coming decades, in the coming years. This becomes very important. So just go through this piece of news. You will get at least all the basic understanding of green hydrogen and all, and its applications. Rest of the things regarding its properties, its production techniques, etc., you have to find them, right? Next, logistics agreement with Russia to be signed soon. So this is important from prelims point of view only. So Russia, we are planning to go for reciprocal exchange of logistics agreement, or RELAWS, which is likely to be signed in a month or two, while with the one with the UK, that is United Kingdom ke saath bhi we are going through such kind of deals, mostly bilateral agreement and logistics agreement, which will be very useful for maritime security in India, as well as for the maritime security, as well as for the Navy, right? Logistics supports basically means to provide your base for refueling. The agreement which we signed with US in that term was LEMOA agreement in 2016. That is Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement with US in 2016. The agreements are administrative arrangements facilitating access to military facilities for exchange of fuel and provisions on mutual agreement, simplifying the logistical support and increasing the operational turnout of the military when operating away from India. Similarly, what we have signed today with Russia, that we already have such kind of agreements with the Quad members and US, specifically LEMOA, right? Next is reverse their rights, activists tell IUCN World Conservation Congress. So recently, World Conservation Congress, IUCN, which was headed by IUCN, the activists over there, they asked for the rights to be given to the rivers. This was in news from right from 2017-18, when one of the river in New Zealand, it got the, I think Zuari River or something. So it got the status of a living entity, and all the rights which are there with the human beings, that has to be given to the rivers, leading to the cleaning up of the rivers and their conservation and protection, right? Only 37% of the rivers longer than 1,000 kilometers still flow freely due to dams being built on them. That's why it became a cause of concern. So the activists came up with this proposal that we have to give the rivers their rights. So they highlighted the plight of rivers as well as the support building up for according rights to them at the ongoing International Union for the Conservation of Nature World Conservation Congress. The press conference marked approximately 1 year since the formal launch of Universal Declaration of the Rights of Rivers. Last year, they have signed this Universal Declaration of the Rights of Rivers in the World Conservation Congress. The declaration is a civil society initiative to define the basic rights to which all rivers are entitled to, according to a note by non-profit, that is International Rivers. In 1 year since the declaration, that the rights have been recognized or declared for all these rivers, if you go through. And now I want you all to just go through their mapping, their marking in the maps, right? So thoda sa idea lag jayega ki kahan pe kya hai. They may give you in the form of maps the following or something. So the Boulder Creek watershed in United States, the Magpie River in Canada, waterways in Orange Country in the US, the Alpayashu River in Ecuador, and Parana River and its wetlands in Argentina. These have already got the status of, or they have already got their rights as rivers. Then next is island discovered off Greenland is the new speck on the world map. So this particular news piece is again related to your prelims only, important from prelims point of view only. But what you have to go through is that abhi tak jo northernmost part consider kiya jata tha map ka, beyond that also the several scientists have found an island. So they have suggested that the discovery be named Qatar Tak Avannar Lake, that is Greenlandic for the northernmost island. So this name has been provided to the northernmost island, which had been discovered recently. A group of researchers who went out to collect samples of the coast of Greenland, they have found themselves on this uninhabited and previously unknown island. Before this, Udag was marked as the Earth's northernmost terrain. So this becomes important, this term, Katartak Avarnarlek, that is Greenlanding for the northernmost island. Earlier, before this was discovered, so it is approximately 730 kilometers from, or 780 kilometers from this Udag island, right? Beyond northern, to the northern part of Udag, this is situated. So Udag earlier was the Earth's northernmost terrain. And with the finding of this, now new kind of speculations are arising among the Arctic countries, who is going to control according to the climate change, whatever things are happening. The fishing activities and all is going to become now a point of concern or point of conflict, right? So this was it from today's news series. We'll meet tomorrow again at the same time. Thank you, guys.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civil's Daily.